What's going on, YouTube? UFC 322 just took place. I'm going to be going through the entire card, giving my reaction to every fight that happened tonight. A lot of eventful fights, a lot of uneventful fights. Let's get it started right away with the early prelims. We had Vyacheslav Borshev versus Mateus Camilo. Very, very, very annoying fight to watch. Vyacheslav Borshev continues to not develop his game whatsoever. He knows people want to take him down and just control him or have their way with him on the ground because he hasn't developed a sprawl. He hasn't developed any takedown defense whatsoever. So the fight just starts out. There are a lot of Also, Mateus Camilo is trained by Eric Nixick, so you can just imagine how this fight went. Glorified sparring match. A lot of low-level shit on the feet. A lot of tappy jabs. Borshev is like walking forward with a jab, like a double jab, like he's a women's MMA fighter. There's no intent behind it. So after a certain point, Camilo just ate the jab or slipped the jab and just sit in a right hand. But an extremely low-level fight. Nothing of significance happened. Camilo, in the first 2 rounds, shot takedowns at will, and then in the 3rd round, he was just like, fuck it, I'm not going to shoot any takedowns until the last, like, minute of the round. So it's not a lot to discuss here. Glorified sparring match between an Eric Nixick protege and a substitute teacher who picks up a kickboxing class on the weekdays at like 6 p.m. You go up against them, you're in your physical prime, you're like 20, 21, 22, 23 years old, and you see him and you're just goofing around, laughing and shit while you're low-key fucking him up on the feet. And that's how the fight went. Moving on, Bayansegar Suzurkayev versus Eric Makhachev. Very odd fight for Suzurkayev, who was a minus 1,200 favorite. He started off the fight aura farming. He fucking took forever to back up off the cage. Like, once the fight start, and he like sat on the cage side for a little bit and just looked, and Eric Makhachev came in and immediately clinched. So they had over-unders just up against the cage, clinch fighting for the first 2.5 minutes of the fight. And then they separate, get to range. They're having a good back and forth on the feet. Suzurkayev is throwing that front kick out there that he likes to do, that we know that he likes to do. He got that KO on the Contender Series off that. He's throwing that front kick out there. Makhachev is having some success on the feet. It's looking like a more even fight than you would think a minus 1,200 favorite would have. He didn't look too hot. 2nd round starts. There's a lot of clinching there. Some dynamic strikes thrown. There's not really dynamic, but Suzurkayev is back again with the front kicks to the body. And after a while, Suzurkayev is starting to build momentum. He's starting to land his jab too, his front kick to the body. He's starting to land low. And all of a sudden, boom, Eric Makhachev hits him in the groin. Break after, it's like a clear knee to the earth. No, it was an inside low kick that hit square in the cup once Suzurkayev gained momentum. No warning, no nothing from the referee. Fight proceeds, and we're back to like a tippy-tatty, fight on the feet. 3rd round happens. Same thing, but a little back and forth, and then Suzurkayev just punches Eric Makhachev in the groin, I guess going for a body shot when they were up close. Gets a break. They start back, and Suzurkayev weaves 1-2, face plants Eric Makhachev out cold. Good KO for Suzurkayev. It just wasn't the best performance. It wasn't really entertaining, and it wasn't like he was looking good. He wasn't dominating in any facet of the fight. He had a good KO, but it was so odd that, listen, I was thinking about putting live money. So I'm in Wisconsin, right? I'm in Wisconsin, and I can't gamble on my phone, like use DraftKings and shit. But my guy lives in Illinois, and he can do that. I text him. I said, yo, hold on, where am I at? I said, yo, what you doing? And then I said, look up the Suzurkayev live odds, because I wanted to put money on Eric Makhachev because he was like a plus 500 favorite when it popped up on the screen. And I'm like, the fight could go either way, and Suzurkayev doesn't look too good. When they took that break, he was like panting on the ground, looking exhausted. I was going to put live money on Eric McConaughey. Luckily, I didn't. But good KO for Suzakayev. I would like him to take fights a little more seriously. Stop fucking around so much and get right to the point. You're a minus 1,200 favorite. You shouldn't be taking Eric McConaughey to the third round. But good KO for him. Moving on, though. Angela Hill versus Fatima Klein. I got a lot of picks wrong on this card. I did. Angela Hill versus Fatima Klein. I was wrong about Fatima Klein. She came out throwing all of the shots that she threw had fucking power to it. Everything she wanted to throw had some ill intent to it. It was a shitty women's MMA fight, though. It was a lot of Fatima Klein in the first round, throwing, being a faster, more athletic, younger fighter, landing at will, and then she would take Angela Hill down or initiate the clinch. And then when she initiated the clinch, take her down, control her on top, land some shots on bottom. Angela Hill will make her way back up to the feet. There wasn't a lot going on in this fight. Klein kept going for takedowns, and at a certain point, myself, and then in the commentary as well, was like, bro, you don't need to keep going for these takedowns. You can just beat this girl up on the feet. You could possibly knock her out. In the third round, she does end up gassing a little bit, taking the back foot, and Angela Hill starts to pressure like she was gonna break her. But there's a certain tier of fighters like her, like a Michael Chiesa type. When you're tired, they're facing their opponent is tired, they go on the front foot and don't throw anything. They go on the front foot and act like they're pressuring, act like they're about to wilt you, but they don't throw anything. They don't do anything to tire you or to make you want to quit. So Angela Hill loses a 30-27 decision, and we're moving on. Pat Sabatini versus Chet Mariscal. The story of this fight, I don't want to talk about it because Pat Sabatini's performance was fucking horrible. The story of this fight was Pat Sabatini grabs, Chet Mariscal is trying to escape. That was the story of the fight. Back take, can't back take. Back take, can't back take. There were 40 strikes thrown for the winner of the fight. There was 48 strikes thrown for Chet Mariscal. 7 takedowns. 7 out of 12 takedowns. Literally all Pat Sabatini did was back camp. I'm not going to talk about this fight. Last fight on the early prelims. Kyle Dawkins versus the great GM3. They had not a memory thing, but GM3 walked out to Duke Rufus, RIP coach. He walked out to Duke Rufus's song, one of his favorite songs. It was his shit. He walked out to his song. I was like, damn, maybe GM3 got this in the bag. Joe Rogan was talking to him, giving up words. He was choking over his words over Duke on the commentary. I'm like, damn, GM3, okay. Fight starts. GM3 looks old as fuck. Kyle Dawkins is literally, there were 8 strikes thrown. A couple of them landed in the first 20 seconds of the fight. And then a stiff left hand lands straight down the pipe, kind of under the ear of GM3, sinks him to the floor, follow up with a Darce, ends the fight. GM3 should retire. He's 37-21 currently. He's looked old and slow. He's hittable. He's got a glass chin at this point. He's not even good at grappling either. I probably would favor Paul Craig in a fight against him right now. It's just GM3 needs to retire, and Kyle Dawkins is looking good on his return to the UFC. So great win for Kyle Dawkins. I'm sure he'll get a performance bonus. He will not get a performance bonus, actually. Bo Nickel, yeah, everyone else is getting a performance bonus. Bo Nickel will get one. Carlos Prates, obviously. Benoit Saint-Denis and Michael Morales will get a performance bonus. But we're moving on to the fight of the night, most likely, and that's Malcolm Wellmaker versus Ethan Ewing. Now, Ethan Ewing took this fight on 48 hours notice, okay? Malcolm Wellmaker was supposed to fight Cody Haddon, and Ethan Ewing stepped in. Cody Haddon apparently broke his foot, cut him from the sport. That's too many times he's pulling out of fights on the week of the fight. But anyway, Ethan Ewing showed, he just fought 6 days ago, might I add. Ethan Ewing fought 6 days ago at Uriah Faber's league. He became champ that night, and now he gets a call from the UFC. Hey, we want you to fight this 10-0 undefeated killer, at Madison Square Garden, and he comes in and he does all right. He's landing in close against Malcolm Wellmaker to start the fight. Once they get here, Ethan's throwing combinations, and everything that he's throwing is landing. Malcolm's defense is very sus. He's really a one-trick pony. He likes to catch you coming in with that right hook, and he like flash knocked down Ethan Ewing, coming in with that right hook, but that was really all that would happen in the first round. There was a lot of back and forth. Malcolm Wellmaker was getting tagged a lot in the pocket with combinations, like from Ethan Ewing. And that's the end of the first. I gave the first round to Malcolm Wellmaker. He got the knockdown and the strike, and the stats weren't too bad. Yeah, Malcolm outlanded him as well. So the first round, obviously Malcolm Wellmaker, even though a judge gave it 30-27, fucking stupid-ass judge. Round 2 happens, and Ewing is on the front foot, pressuring, again, throwing combinations in close well. Excuse me, it's almost 1 o'clock. It is 1 o'clock. Pressuring well. Malcolm's decision making and his coaching, it puzzles me, because he was throwing but not planting his feet. He was just like throwing strikes just to throw them, and he was gassing himself out. He would be on the back foot, throwing spinning back kicks in elbow range, throwing low kicks when Ethan Ewing's throwing like straight rights down the pipe, southpaw to orthodox. Like, it baffled me, the decision making that Malcolm Wellmaker had. He's a bit of a right hook, one shot, one kill merchant. And Ethan Ewing put him on his back foot and just was unleashing combination after combination at him. It was a close fight. It was probably fight of the night. And Malcolm Wellmaker loses to a guy on 48 hours notice. I'm not going to completely write him off. He does need to go back to the drawing board, maybe get a different camp, because he could do a lot of things different and better. Again, like I said, his decision-making with his striking, not the best. Not the best at all. But that's all I have to say about this fight. Great win for Ethan Ewing. I'm sure he'll get picked up by the UFC. I'm sure he'll be fighting. He just had a daughter. His daughter's going to be born in like a couple weeks or like a month. So probably won't see him for a while, but sure he'll get picked up. Moving on though, Aaron Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez. Oh, fuck. Man, I got to talk about this fight. Better than the first women's fight, but actually Tracy Cortez was actually having a lot of success in the pocket and throwing half decent combinations at Aaron Blanchfield's face. I'm just going to say that there. Aaron Blanchfield, the grappler, wrestler, did 0 grappling in the first round at all. And then Tracy Cortez pieced her up on the feet in the first round, while Aaron Blanchfield was throwing like I shit you not, she threw a jab and a 2 at the exact same time, like this. Tracy Cortez wins the first round, and in the second round, there's a little bit more even striking. Tracy Cortez is getting the better of the striking department, and then all of a fucking sudden, Tracy Cortez says, "Hey, I know you're supposed to be shooting on me, right? I'm gonna shoot my own takedown." So of course she shoots a takedown, doesn't get it, gets shucked off, and Aaron Blanchfield lands on top. Tracy Cortez ends up making her way back up to the feet, and Aaron Blanchfield eventually, they get back to the feet and they separate. Excuse me, fuck. They separate. Aaron Blanchfield shoots another takedown, and she's got her arms clasped around Tracy Cortez's ass, and her ass is jiggling as she's moving backwards to the other side of the fucking octagon. And she gets taken down, and as she's trying to get back up, she gets caught in a rear naked choke, which didn't even seem like there was a big squeeze on it, but she tapped. She wears fake eyelashes and makeup in fights, so she doesn't take fights seriously. We know that. She's more concerned about being pretty, and she should just start the OnlyFans. Decent win for Aaron Blanchfield. I don't think she'll get the title shot. Who gets the title shot? We'll talk about that later when we get to the co-main event. But decent win for Aaron Blanchfield. Now moving on to Gregory Rodriguez versus Roman Kopylov. Damn, I need something to wake me up. Let me talk about Bo Nickal. Not much happened here. Gregory Rodriguez had all the success, especially in the first 2 rounds, with his straight right down the pipe. He couldn't really get his left hook off because Roman had his guard up. He was ready for that. But he was just landing twos as Roman was backing away or as he was circling that southpaw to orthodox. Gregory Rodriguez earned some respect to the body. He was throwing heavy slamming body kicks to Roman Kopylov. And he ended up wobbling Roman Kopylov slightly, like jelly legging him in the second round. Third round comes, and it's just more of the same. Roman Kopylov is really, he's like a pretty boy Russian. He's not like these Dagestani Russians. He doesn't really throw much, but when he throws, it's fast and sharp. But a lot of it gets blocked. In the third round, though, he did wobble. He like jelly leg Gregory Rodriguez. Didn't follow up on it, though. Didn't get the finish. RoboCop gets his wit back to him. And they have a decent striking match on the feet. I'm so fucking bored talking about these prelims. I need to get to the main card. And back and forth on the feet. Let me talk about Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal! Ha! Bo Nickal, my nigga. Bo Nickal. Let's talk about it. Bo Nickal looking like prime Robert Whittaker out here, okay? First round starts. He's looking great on the, not great. He's looking good on the feet. He's looking decent. Jabs are landing. Twos are landing. He's throwing lead uppercuts and shit. He's having the success on the feet. I mean, you can see Rodolfo Vieira landed 31 total strikes in the first round. He landed fucking 11. So, Bo Nickal is piecing up Rodolfo Vieira, let's just say that. The guy who beat Chris Curtis in a striking match is getting pieced up by Bo Nickal. Another big moment that happened in the first round, Bo Nickal grabs Rodolfo Vieira like he has his back, kind of big throw, slam, punch. Like, he dominated this fight. He dominated the first round. Second round is a little more even on the feet. Bo Nickal's landing well. He's trying to mix it up. He's like throwing oblique kicks. He's throwing oblique kicks. He's throwing kicks to the body. He's throwing, like I said, lead uppercuts, hooks, jabs. He's having a fucking masterclass on the feet. Let's get to the third round, though. Third round, again, this is Bo Nickal's fight. He's facing little to no, resistance against Rodolfo Vieira. I'm glad I switched my pick last minute. They're like feeling each other out on the feet, lulling each other out on the feet, and then all of a sudden, Bo Nickal throws a patented fucking throwing the kick, what would he be throwing? He would be throwing he threw his left out just to feint the left, and then a high kick comes, like Leon Edwards style high kick, slumped out cold, goes Rodolfo Vieira. Bo fucking Nickal has a high kick KO. Bo fucking Nickal has a head kick KO, like KO of the year contender, head kick KO. I've seen it all. Great win for Bo Nickal. He's looked improved. Maybe him getting Reina de Ritter was not the best decision for his career and for the UFC to do, but he looked better. Still got some shit to work on, like his chin's in the air when he's throwing most of the time. But great win for him. Amazing fucking KO. Amazing KO. This started the trend of greatness for what we had while it lasted. But great win for Bo Nickal. He should be the first one to get a performance bonus. Moving on to the main card, though. There's not shit for me to talk about in this fight, right? Fight starts. Beneil throws a hard low kick. Smashes their southpaw to southpaw, so he throws a rear low kick. Knocks Benoit Saint-Denis off his feet. They get in the clinch. Dirty boxing in the clinch. And all of a sudden, boom. One short, little, tiny hook behind the ear of Beneil Dariush, thrown by Benoit Saint-Denis. And he dunked out. He literally does a Randy Brown versus JDM where he just sinks to the fucking canvas. His head smacks the canvas, and Beneil hits a follow-up shot, and then or BSD hits a follow-up shot on him. Not much to talk about. 16-second fight. Great KO for Benoit Saint-Denis. Beneil may as well retire. He's got a glass chin. He's like 38 years old, I think. He's got an absolute glass chin. For him to get knocked out by that punch, which was really the only punch that landed, the only shot that landed flush, you can see 3 strikes thrown by each, or 3 landed by each fighter, and one of them was the KO blow. Actually, 2 of the strikes that were thrown were the KO shot and the follow-up shot for Benoit Saint-Denis. So yeah, Beneil needs to retire. Benoit's power isn't that crazy, but it was a crazy KO. Fucking flatline KO for Benoit Saint-Denis. Moving on. Carlos Pratis versus Leon Rocky Edwards. Woo! Oh, it's 1 a.m. Leon Edwards versus Carlos Pratis. Man, Carlos Pratis. This is why I love the sport. Carlos Pratis is why I love the sport. Not Islam Makhachev. But let's get to the fight. Leon Edwards, Carlos Pratis, they're both hesitant to throw at each other, and they're both trying to read each other out on the feet. Leg kicks are thrown, but I saw they weren't really real attacks that were thrown by Leon Edwards. Like, Leon would throw a leg kick, but it would be like a tappy one to see how Pratis would respond, or because he was nervous and he was scared. It was one of the two, because I noticed that and I said it right away. But they're not really landing much on the feet to each other. Leon Edwards shoots a takedown. That's what I knew he was going to do. He shot a takedown with like 3:30 left on the clock in the first round. Gets it, gets to the back, gets hooks in. Carlos Pratis ends up standing, and there's a shot of Leon Edwards just like rabbit punching the side of Pratis' head, and Pratis is making faces like, come on. The entire time they're fighting and they're in the clinch, or Pratis is trying to defend the takedown, or while Leon's on his back, Pratis is talking to him about how grappling's boring and all of that, literally while the fight is happening. So we know what Leon's plan was, and he wins the first round decisively by grappling. Second round comes, and they're feeling each other out on the feet. Pratis is starting to enter that little flow state he enters. He landed a low kick. He's like pushing Leon's hands out the way and stepping in with a fucking knee. He's landing shots to the body, and then all of a sudden, Leon is coming forward, and then he ends up going backwards a little bit, and Pratis lands a left straight right on the fucking jaw. Literally, and I mean literally, Leon Edwards flies backwards because of the shot that Carlos Pratis lands on his chin. He literally goes like this off of his feet. He gets dead-ass Tony Hawk skateboard 4 airtime. Knocks out Leon Edwards for the first time in his career. One follow-up shot, which wasn't needed. He was already out. But Carlos Pratis knocks out Leon Edwards, and he's got a good, what's the word? He's got a good, he's got a good call for the shot, for the title shot. I don't know what Leon does from here. I don't know. I said that in my predictions and breakdown. If Leon loses, he may as well retire, because I don't know what he does. I can't see him fighting like Mike Malott. I can't see him fighting Kevin Holland. I can't see him fighting Gabriel Bonfim. I can't see it. But that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to be ranked like number 9 at this point. 3-fight losing streak, and he might not win another fight. I don't know. Carlos Pratis looked good, though. He's literally welterweight Alex Pereira. The motherfucker hits like a truck, I guess. Great KO for him. He's going to move to number 4, I believe. The only problem is I know everybody above him can grapple and will grapple him. So unless he lands the shot, which I don't know if he can, I think people will take the Ian Gary route against him. So great win for him. Amazing win for him. This was a fucking insane stretch of KOs. Boom, boom, boom. And then we get to Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. Sean Brady first of all, listen. Michael Morales is, I don't know how tall, probably 6'2". That motherfucker is huge. Michael Morales is 6'2", 100, fights at 170 pounds. He looks 6'4". He looks like he fights at middleweight at least. The motherfucker is huge, and it wasn't just because he was fighting Sean Brady. Michael Morales is huge, and let's just get into the fight. The fight starts, and Morales is in a noticeably low stance. His entire torso is over his hips. He's like that so he won't get taken down easily. Sean Brady's like dancing on the outside, throwing like Juliana Pena-esque punches to get in range, but he's not trying to eat shots. He's covering up what Michael Morales would throw against him. And in those exchanges that they have, Michael Morales fucking just wobbles Sean Brady with an overhand right, wobbles him. Brady gets his wits about him. They get back out at range. Brady shoots a takedown and gets shucked off. Not shucked off, but Morales defends it well. And then all of a sudden, Morales is just throwing Francis Ngannou versus Alistair Overeem ass strikes. Or no, Francis Ngannou versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik ass strikes, where he's just throwing crazy. His punches look stupid as fuck, but they're landing and they hit hard and they're hitting hard. Drops Sean Brady, finishes him off on the ground. Michael Morales is a force. His striking looks ass. The strikes that he throws, they look fucking dog shit. They do. But he's powerful as fuck. He's got good takedown defense. He's long. He's huge for the division. So he's going to be a problem. Sean Brady, you strikers need to, you grapplers need to stop feeling it out on the feet, okay? If you know your opponent is a fucking devastating KO artist or is leaps and bounds above you on the feet, why are you not shooting immediately? Sean Brady is 5'10". He's 5'10". Michael Morales is 6'2". Looks like he's weighed in at 215 pounds. And Sean Brady's not shooting takedowns on him. It's so stupid. If you're going to be a Hamzat, just be Hamzat. Fuck. I'm just mad that my pick, I'm just mad I got my pick wrong. Honestly. Co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko defeats Zhang Weili. My beautiful, amazing, lovely, just gem. I love Valentina Shevchenko with all my heart. I would drink her dirty bathwater. I love Valentina Shevchenko with all my heart. Valentina Shevchenko dominates Zhang Weili across 5 rounds, but let's get into the real action. First round starts. Valentina is basically just like, she's doing what she does. She starts off in that tie stance, bouncing on her front foot. Zhang Weili, I told you motherfuckers, she doesn't have much to her game. She does not have much to her game. She is not dynamic. She's just explosive. She relies on blitzes and you to be lazy with your countering. Zhang Weili, the fight goes as follows. Zhang Weili comes in with like a 1-2, trying to land the 2. The 1 is barely being thrown as a 1. It's just to set up the 2. My Valentina throws a right out there, throws a right straight, stiff jab, stops her in her tracks. And that's how that goes. She's slamming body kicks. She's slamming knees to the body, which hurt Zhang Weili in every single round that they were thrown. And then Zhang Weili would come again, try to blitz in, and Valentina would Zhang Weili would try to blitz in, and she would be so close that she would have to initiate the clinch. And then Valentina is just so much bigger than her, which I also fucking told you, idiots. Valentina is bigger than her, taller than her, stronger than her, and she gets the body lock and takes Weili down, and that's how the rounds end. That she gets a takedown with 3 minutes left. They're going to be on the ground in side control or in top control in the first 3 minutes, or for the rest of the round, I should say. Second round starts. Valentina's throwing to the body, hurting Zhang Weili to the body. Zhang Weili's coming forward, She slams a body kick, hurts Weili. Weili takes the back foot. She even eats a partial spinning elbow at a certain point. But Zhang Weili, like I told you motherfuckers, she's simple with her strikes. She's coming in to blitz you, especially since she's so much smaller than Valentina. She's coming in to blitz. They create a clinch, slam you down, half guard, pass your half guard, side control, get crucifix, you buck out. I'm back in side control, landing little shots. I'm back in half guard. Round's over. Round 3, more body kicks, more punches, more counter punches. Same shit happens. Crash happens. Boom, clinch, takedown. Round's over. Round 4 happens, which is I think was the most success to the body, or like the most damage to the feet. That was the round that happened on the feet mostly. I'm not gonna lie. You want to know why I'm not? You want to know why I'm not saying anything for Weili, like anything positive? She had no success in this fight whatsoever. She got shut out. She got completely shut out by Valentina Shevchenko. Valentina was a better striker, better grappler, had better IQ, better range, better literally everything. Weili would blitz in. She would eat stiff jabs. She would eat body kicks. Valentina brought it upstairs. The foot hit. She brought a head kick upstairs, and the foot hit Weili clean. She ate it well. Takedown happens. Half guard camp. 5th round, same shit. Valentina's the best. She's the greatest female fighter. She's the women's MMA GOAT. She is. She beat Amanda Nunes the second time. She arguably beat her the first time, but she 1,000% beat her the second time. And now she added Zhang Weili. I don't care that she moved up so it's like in reality she's fighting a strawweight. I'm not trying to hear that because you motherfuckers dick ride Islam for beating Volk when he didn't beat Volk the first time. Great win for Valentina Shevchenko. Zhang Weili needs to go back down to strawweight and reclaim her belt from Mackenzie Dern. She has no business at flyweight. I've been saying that she's way too small. She's way too simple. She doesn't have a dominant ground game. She doesn't really have a ground game, but she doesn't have a dominant one. So she can't really do anything well there. She's not even the best striker. So she needs to go to strawweight where she's clearly better than those girls. But flyweight is the best women's division. And my beautiful, like I said, my Valentina, if I could kiss her, I would. I love you, Valentina, so much. She fucking skunks Zhang Weili. Bitch. Not bitch to Zhang Weili. You can't hate Zhang Weili, but all you fuckers that's hating on her for nothing, everybody fucking, oh, this is so boring. We had all this, and then we had to see Valentina fucking lay on her, and she's a bitch, and she's all of this, and then we get to the fucking main event of Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena, and that's all that happened. If you want to hear my whole review, I posted my video already. It's up. Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev beats Jack Della Maddalena via half guard camp. Nothing happened in the fight. There was some rear low kick success for Islam Makhachev. Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing of success for Jack Della Maddalena. He landed 30 strikes in a 25-minute fight. He did nothing well whatsoever. He didn't defend well. He didn't scramble well. He didn't punch well. He didn't kick well. He didn't do anything well. He fucking sucked this entire fight. Islam Makhachev mauled him on the ground. Not even mauled him. He just held half guard, faked a couple darts attempts, and that's all that happened. I'm not going over this fight again. It's already pissing me off that it's 1 a.m. I've been watching this UFC bullshit since 5 o'clock. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. 8 fucking hours I spent watching bullshit. Bullshit for the first half. Bullshit. Bullshit. Quick fight. Fight of the night. Bullshit. Bullshit. And then it went great. Fuck me. You know, like that. People are blaming Valentina for taking down Zhang Weili. Bruh, if you watch the fight, let me get back to this. If you watch the fight, Valentina wasn't offensively shooting on Zhang Weili. She got 5 of 6 takedowns. She got a takedown in every round, and when she got a takedown, that's where the round ended. She got those takedowns because Zhang Weili would crash in after blitzing and not have anywhere else to go, so they would clinch. And then once you clinch and I'm so much stronger than you and I'm better than you, if I get my body lock, I'm taking you to the ground. That's what she did. But there's nothing to talk about with Islam, man. He's fucking this is one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life. Genuinely. This is this worse than Khamzat DDP? This might be worse than Khamzat DDP, man. Jesus, this was supposed to be the most high-level fight we have ever seen, ever. And it turned into half guard camp. That's the only way. That's the only way I can talk about it. It's half guard camp. I stayed up 8 hours. I've been up watching this shit nonstop for 8 hours to see the new double champ half guard camp somebody. Whoever gets the title shot next, whoever it may be, they aren't beating him. The only person that can beat this motherfucker right now is Shavkat, honestly. And I hate Shavkat for the way he's been acting and he's been so inactive. But if you go through the list, JDM just lost, right? Bilal Muhammad lost to JDM, and Bilal Muhammad is shit. Then you go to Sean Brady, who just got knocked out. Then you go to Kamaru fucking Usman. Then you go to Ian Gary. Like, none of these guys are withstanding Islam's grappling. Ilya Topuria, can you save us in January by knocking out Justin Gaethje or Ahmad Sarukian? And then go fight Islam at the White House and knock him out too, please. But if you like the video, leave a like and subscribe. Leave some comments. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of the UFC, and I'm physically tired. Like, I've been up all fucking day to watch bullshit. But have a good night. And we have to watch 323, man. The last pay-per-view of the year is Marab. Good night, dude.